things metal. I'm Matt.
Welcome back to the Bleghcast, the ones and zeros of all things metal. I'm Matt.
And I'm Jeff.
And today what are we doing?
Today we are talking about an EP and an album. The EP is
Fox Lakes.
Lady Luck by Fox Lake and Lost in the Waves by Landmarks.
Yes. Yeah.
Deluxe edition or deluxe
complete edition.
Complete edition. I keep wanting to say deluxe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Why. But and we're going to be talking about Fox Lake first, but also keep an eye out on our review or our React channel because we filmed the reaction to Black Hole.
Self-made Black Hole.
Self-made Black Hole. Man,
you're good.
Blanking right now. Self-made Black Hole. And we did Death also, but Pro Tools ate our recording, so it wasn't that genuine of a... We didn't want to do it over again. So in the reaction video, we're just reacting to the music video and just kind of commenting on it. But we've heard the song already, obviously, but wanted to tie it in with this episode as we usually do like one or two for the episode. And we're also, if anyone's listening, just listening, we're also filming this episode. So we're going to be putting this one on our React channel also, since we're here to film. So we're going to start with Lady Luck by Fox Lake, which was my selection for the week because I was digging them. So what do you think?
I liked them. It was, how do I put it? A little mathy, a little rappy.
A little kind of like new metal-ish kind of flavor. Yeah.
I forget how they label this. They labeled themselves like hardcore hip hop. I think on their, I can't remember if it was on their Spotify or on their Facebook page.
Yeah, I do. So, I can hear that. I can hear that.
They do a lot of interesting little rappy parts, and it all has a nice flow. The lyrics all have like a nice beat, or they follow like a iambic pentameter type flow where it just kind of da 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 like rolls off the tongue type thing.
Hardcore hip hop out of Denver. So you're right. Denver, Colorado. If you know, you know. If you don't, you will.
Yeah.
At least they have a bio. Some bands don't have bios. So it's like, oh, I want to learn more about them. And I can't.
Landmarks.
They didn't have one?
No.
Oh, I looked something up. Maybe I Googled it or Wikipedia.
I had to go to their Facebook page to see where they were from.
Yeah. Before I told you about Fox, like I had listened to it, kind of a couple times, and I really dug that, like you said, like that hip hop sound. Yeah. Which is like it's pretty prevalent through their, like through each track.
Yep. And
especially when they're doing these like heavy chugging things, they're not hitting the cymbals so hard. They just go to the hi-hat and it's like dun dun dun.
Yeah.
Like I like, oh man, like especially the first song, it was oh, damn it, what was the first song in the EP?
Bird something or other.
Railbird.
Yeah.
Railbird, I think, was one of my favorites. Railbird and Born to Lose. Railbird, my favorite part was that shun, dun, dun, probably like halfway through. I was expecting that to be loud.
Yeah. About halfway through, you said?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Can you do something for me real quick? Could you pause it and then go to OBS? Can you try just recording the screen so I have like the music separate, like we do with the videos, and then I can see if that'll work. Like, for the YouTube video. So
I just have to get rid of.
I can cut this out. I thought that'd be interesting to do if so they can hear what we're listening to.
Yes.
that's fine because I'm only going to grab the audio anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
So we do that.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So back to the. Sorry about that. There might be a cut in the audio there, but So I think it should be right after this part.
Right after this.
Yeah. So it's more of like an open hi-hat.
Yeah.
I know it. Maybe it's later on, and maybe later on in the album. I think it may have been in maybe No Remorse. They did like a real closed hi-hat sound, and it was, oh man, I just love that part every time I hear it.
It was pretty good. My two favorites were Bite, Chew, Swallow and Born to Lose.
Mm-hmm.
Also, they seem, what did I say? Seemingly political. They have a political undertone, not necessarily like choosing a side, but more of a moral compass, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. Because like in the lyrics, I do remember them. I think it was in Born to Lose where they I think that was kind of halfway through the song too. They like hold a chord out, and then he's kind of speaking as the chord, the guitar chord is being held out, and he's saying something about being like another cog in the machine.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite part. Let's just go to it.
Okay, being another cog in the machine. Something about a wealth gap increasing. Yeah, this part.
Yeah.
Wars and greed.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's my favorite part. That's why I chose that one.
Yeah, no, I like so at 114, he says, I'm nobody special, and to be honest, neither are you. And I'm like, oof, yeah, that's good. But he's not talking about, how to put it, because he goes on to talk about being a cog in the machine and pretty much just being fuel for people who have war and greed and just kind of funding other people just because the working class is being taken advantage of, essentially, is what he's saying is.
Yeah, like the people who are higher up or think that they're better than everybody else, like they're actually not. Like don't get it. Don't let your ego distract you here. But very very political, kind of just like world issue conscious maybe. Yeah.
I would also say this is probably my favorite song musically. I liked Bite, Chew, Swallow's lyrics, but I think this one was my favorite, just instrumentally and just the composition of it in general.
This one was a little bit, I think this one started off a little bit more upbeat, didn't it?
Yeah.
There was like a little riffy thing going on.
Yeah. And then at 2:59, I just put breakdown. Yeah. Just which I felt was like special for this song. They didn't really do too much of a like breakdown in their other songs. So
right.
And I think you talked about the intro. That's another one of my favorite parts is just and then like the bass.
It's kind of gritty and filthy.
Yeah. Some interesting chords just being held out and
like a phaser thing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the lyrics jump in and
this one felt the most different on the album compared to the other ones to my ears.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The most different.
The most different. I don't know how to say that.
Yeah.
Black
Seems
Sheep.
special.
Yeah, special.
We might not be special, but the song is.
Yeah, and I like the artwork too. It almost like reminds me of Cuphead, that video game.
Uh-huh.
Did
you notice the bill?
The bill?
Yeah,
At
from
the
like
bottom?
House of Rock or whatever that was. Do you remember that?
No.
That political like animated thing to help teach you what a bill is and what like each branch of the government does. Schoolhouse Rock.
Schoolhouse Rock? I don't remember.
You don't. Oh boy, we're gonna have to go and find some YouTube after this because there's a character called a Bill, and he's supposed to be that looks like a monetary bill, but like a bill talking about something becoming a law.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
but
can't even read that.
Yeah, no, he looks like the evil version of a bill.
Gotcha.
So I thought it was kind of a funny little play on that. Like I said, political aspect that they have.
Yeah, it seems like maybe they chose the greenish color.
Yeah,
because it's very like money heavy. But I think that's what grabbed my attention at first was the artwork.
Yeah,
to make me want to click on it.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, always do interesting artwork because it grabs people's attention.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the first time I've seen parental advisory in a long time. On the cover, that used to be everywhere, but now,
yeah. But Bite to Swallow at 101. If you aren't thinking your own thoughts, you can't be saved, is lyrical content that they wrote.
Can I hear that part?
Yeah. Did I say 101?
Yeah. Oh, and the way that Railbird, it like flows seamlessly into this song.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I personally thought that No Remorse might have been one of your favorites. I was thinking.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Because of the where the part where he says it's like I should feel something, but I feel nothing. He kind of does that like I should feel something. Kind of like how that Cyber Hex started off that like
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't catch that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured that was just the first thing that went through my head, but
yeah.
maybe not. I'm wrong again.
Wrong again. Maybe you don't know me as well as you think you do. I'm joking. Yeah, then at 240 it has some pretty sexy sour notes. 240.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They're just really sexy sour notes. Short-lived, but
yeah. Yeah, not like it's more of like a groovy band rather than like overly technical, just kind of straightforward like power chords, chromatic things.
Yeah.
Which is sometimes what you need. Like you're like, oh man, my brain can't handle all these notes right now. I just need something a little more like simple, that's some chugging. So that's perfect for that.
Yeah. And then at Bite, Chew, Swallow at the end, he's like, you guys want to make some bacon?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that weird quote.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like it could have been taken from like a real speech somewhere,
sitcom
but then
or something.
Yeah, but then at the end, it makes me that bacon line makes me think that they may have just recorded that themselves.
Yeah, I mean, they were talking about how laws are passed to control, or laws are passed by the majority.
Blessed thee.
Thank you. Let me just find it.
Socioeconomic ethnic group.
Yeah, the socioeconomic ethnic group.
Socioeconomic ethnic group in a given nation. It's just a promise of violence that's enacted, and police are basically an occupying army. You know what I mean? You guys want to make some bacon?
Yeah, so he's talking about how the police are just enforcing these laws that are essentially a promise of violence if you break them, and then they're an occupying military force. You want to make some bacon? Like, it's just trying to like lighten up the mood a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, it's like saying something funny after something serious. Like you say LOL after something serious, but you don't say LOL. You know, that's where you joke around. I don't know. Yeah. So,
No Remorse. Was that one of your favorites?
No, it was Railbird and Born to Lose. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. So yeah, I got all my talking points down.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. It isn't something that I would listen to all the time, but that's also because I'm not really into math, rocky stuff as much as you are. I know it wasn't
math.
A little mathy. I don't know. I got some. I don't know. Some of those kind of was a little hinty, but yeah, like I guess I should say the hardcore hip hop. I'm not into as much as you are.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
So, but it was definitely good, and I enjoyed listening to it in small doses. So if it came through when I was listening to like just my random selection of songs, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can get, because then
wouldn't skip it.
Yeah, because I guess what happened, so after these 4 songs played, it played like one more song, and then it went on to like Wrist Meet Razor and 156 Silence, which we covered a couple like a month or something ago.
Months ago, yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of fits in that same genre. They're just a little bit more hip hoppy than whatnot. So yeah, they're like a little grindy too, which I can get behind me some grindcore. So yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I gave it an 8.
Yeah, I would say like a 7.5. It was good. I enjoyed it, surprisingly.
Yeah,
I know you're a little worried. You're like, I don't know if it's your thing, but I want to do that. And I said, okay, let's do it.
Yeah, did you preview it at all just to double check or?
No, you sent me, I think, Railbird a while ago.
Okay.
And then a bunch of new albums dropped, and then we didn't really have a place to put it. So here we are.
Gotcha.
We got around to it.
Cool. All right, now on to
Landmark?
Yeah, Landmarks, but I keep lost in the waves.
The complete edition.
The complete edition, yeah. So for this one, okay, so the complete edition added those first 3 songs, Death, Suffocate, and Self-Made Black Hole. Those were like extra tracks, like studio tracks that were added to the 10-track album, and they put those first. So what I did with my playlist, I just made like a playlist of the album, the first 10 songs, because that was like the original order of it.
Yeah.
And then added in those 3 songs at the end. And then I made just a different playlist of like the live tracks.
Yeah.
So if you guys are, watching or listening to this, we also have a react video that we're going to tie in of Self-Made Black Hole. Probably just release it at the same time as the episode.
Okay.
Yep. So definitely check that out. We'll, post all the links there, but, I didn't know what to expect from this band. Like I had heard like a song or two when you mentioned it to me.
Yeah.
And I knew it was some kind of blend of things, but like this band is so like insanely eclectic that it's like awesome. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Like they've got like pop punk, they've got like deathcore, like slam.
Yeah.
I think I wrote like Midwest pop punk or something like real poppy sound, you know.
From the Midwest of France.
yeah, Midwest of France, yeah. Yeah, they're French, by the way. And like they have some French in here too, like that Visage.
Yeah.
The rap at the beginning, which I wasn't expecting. So it's like, what genre is Landmarks? Yes.
All of them, yeah.
All of them, yeah. So it's like one of those bands that you have to send someone multiple songs of because it just varies so wildly, but it never felt too awkwardly out of place. It all fit in there really well.
Correct.
You know?
Yeah. No, so back in February is when I discovered these guys.
Okay.
That was the first time of me listening to them. But yeah, like you said, if my thought is at least with this band, if you know someone who is starting to wanting to get into something a little bit heavier, that mostly listens to hip hop, R&B, or rap and stuff like that, or even just like regular rock, but they're a little turned off by just like your straight up screaming bands and like metalcore and post-hardcore bands and stuff like that, this would be in my opinion, would be a really good band to introduce to somebody who is trying to explore the different aspects of metal or the hardcore scene and whatnot. Because, like Jeff said, they got a little bit of everything. It starts off with rap, and then it gets into like a metalcore type song. There's a couple. Just to briefly touch it, there's a couple songs where they had no right to get so down and dirty with their deathcore screams, and they did it, and I appreciate it. And it's like they just they got some like low growls, and you're like, whoa, where did that come from? So the range that they have there's a little bit of just everything for everyone.
Yeah, it's like they're on from like X-ray to ultraviolet, like the light spectrum. It's just like every step of the way.
It kind of fits the album art too.
It does. Interesting. It also looks like a spirit summon from Elden Ring that you could like.
There you go.
Yeah. It's just they have a crazy range of just instrumentation and vocal skill, and like it does like I said earlier, like it doesn't feel out of place at all.
No,
you know, like they each genre, different like flavor that they put on the album, they do it well.
Yeah.
I
wrote down that this is the band that I wish Issues was. When Issues first came out, I remember them doing kind of like this hip-hoppy metal stuff, and I was like, okay, I can get behind this. And then it just turned into, I don't know what, it got soft. It wasn't like as in your face as it when after they were done with their little conflict with Woe Is Me, it kind of petered out, you know, and that's what I was expecting them to kind of maintain this like level of energy, and it just kind of, they released Hooligans, and I was like, eh.
Yeah, but Issues is one of those bands where I'm like I'll always like pay attention to what they put out, but like overall I'd say I like them, but I don't really have like a lot of like favorite songs that I really want to put on. Maybe King of Amarillo, or
that's about it.
Yeah, maybe like one or two other ones that I can think of, but so, but like
I said, this is what I wanted them to be. They're just, everything they touch is, I think, gold.
Landmarks,
correct? Yes, these guys.
And I barely listen to it on my computer. I just do it on my phone. So that has a lot of like millions of plays.
Yeah,
that's crazy. And it just came out. Well, the deluxe edition, the complete edition came out this year, but
so we have 7 million. I think, I don't know if that accounts for this. Oh, it might.
I think it's
it does.
Yeah. So there's a number. They like combine it. Like, is the number from
both?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I wrote down that they have no musical etiquette in the sense of they just do everything. Yeah. It's like you don't know what to expect. It just kind of, this song is going to be hip hoppy. The next song is going to be just straight up core,
Right. Like when we were doing our, Wolves at the Gate, we were like, yeah, it's, they're pretty good songs, but it's kind of predictable.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward and by the book. Whereas these guys are just, they're just not.
Yeah.
None of the songs are.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
And on the complete edition, so they had the album, they have the 3 extra songs, bonus tracks, and then they have, I don't know if I mentioned that already, 6 or 7 like live tracks, which don't seem to be as popular, but. There's 10. Jesus Christ. So 10. It's like a whole nother album. Yeah. Like a live album.
Yeah.
They should have just released that as a live album.
Oh, it's the complete edition.
Yeah, I guess.
Everything.
Yeah.
Deluxe. It's not deluxe. Complete. It's complete.
It's complete. Yeah.
Deluxe is still missing something. You're like, you know what? That was deluxe. But what would really made it better?
Complete.
It's like making a hamburger, like a deluxe hamburger. It has everything on it, but you know what would have made it complete? Cheese.
Got to put cheese on your hamburgers. Make it a cheeseburger. And like their live sound.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that.
It sounds almost identical to the studio version.
That's
right.
Yeah,
it's pretty close. Even the tonality of everything.
It's ridiculous. The song that I think you can notice it the most is "Say No Word."
Okay.
Just because of that fast scream rappy part that he does, it's really really good in the original studio recording, but he can't quite do it exactly live, like the guitars and stuff.
Slight human error in there.
Slight. It's so small, and that I think that's from listening to like through it. And I could never. All the other ones, I was like, I don't know when I'm getting to the live stuff because half the time I was listening to this in my car or I was at work having headbuds in and just couldn't pull my phone out to look. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know when I was catching the live stuff until I deliberately clicked on it. And I was like, okay. And then I went to the other one and I was like, okay. And I would say when you're able to catch it, you can go back to the other ones and you can hear there's a little bit more of that open space. It's not so much like studio controlled. It's a little bit more of an open sound. But the tonality, it still sounds great. Mm-hmm. It's just there's that little bit of like reverb or something that kind of leaches from being in a
altogether kind of
being in a stadium.
Yeah, because like if people don't know, I would say that most of the time metal records are recorded at studios like in pieces, right? You do like the drums first and then you do the guitar and then bass.
Sometimes it's not even at the same studio.
Right. Sometimes they'll piece together. So a lot of the time it's not like, bands just play their album once through and it's recorded. No, it takes takes and like, I kind of messed that one up. Can we try again? And that type of thing. So being in the same room just has like a different vibe and feel to it. Yep. And honestly, like if you were to turn on, like if I were to have like a random playlist going and I was hearing this, like the live versions, you'd have to like really pay attention to like be able to tell that it was a live track because it sounds that close. Like they're that skilled. Sometimes bands, you don't know how like they sound great on great on the studio recording, but you don't know how like how much was fixed behind the scenes. Whereas these guys, I don't think all they really did was just make it like, the quality, like sound like a studio recording, but like their performances were
spot on.
Yeah.
Man, that must have been one of the easier jobs that sound engineer had. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll maybe adjust this half a bit and this. And then perfect.
Man, when you don't have to fix a performance, that's awesome. So I would say just overall, one of I think I had 3 favorites. The first one was Lost in a Wave. Correct. Definitely. Correct. You agree?
Yeah, that That's one of my favorites.
Okay. I think that was the part that had that like slam, that like shun dun dun dun, that like marchy kind of boom boom towards the end of it.
At about 3 minutes.
Yeah, let's go there.
This part.
This part.
This is where I said he had no right going, being so.
Yeah.
No right. But dang. And then, because then he goes right back into this. And
Yeah. And I think it was in our Self-Made Black Hole reaction video. You said like every once in a while, like his accent will like poke out slightly.
Yeah. Well, I didn't notice it. I could, because when I found out they were from France, when I find out a band is foreign to us being from America, I try and listen for their accent, just because it's crazy. And how, like Ginger, from the Ukraine, she, I mean, you can hardly tell when she's singing, but then you go to like one of their shows and she tries talking and it's like, well, okay, different. You are from the Ukraine, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so I always try and, or like, they're Electric Callboy now. So those guys, or, all these different, like some German bands or these French bands and stuff like that. I try listening because I find it crazy how well they're able to mask it.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so in Self-Made Black Hole, they're in his clean version, or in the clean part towards the end. It was starting to slip out a little bit. But I think that was the only one I really noticed.
Okay.
Other than when in Visage, when he deliberately is speaking French.
Right. I think that sounds kind of French to me.
This French sounds French.
Yeah, so Lost in a Wave, that part we just listened to, Visage, I mean, pretty much the whole song, because it starts off with that rap and it kind of has like a similar flow to like, popular songs over here in the US might have. And then it just goes into like their sound after that, like the big band sound. And I think my last favorite was Always. There was a vocal line in there, or a melody that I really liked. I think it was at the end of the chorus, and this one seemed kind of like the poppiest to me. But I think go forward. Keep going. Okay.
Back a little bit.
No, keep it here.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah, part. Oh man,
cool.
that like gives me goosebumps. Oh man, like I've mentioned before in other episodes, like when a singer can like, all right, I need to get to this note, and then the way that they land on that note, like really kind of gives me goosebumps, like stuff like that. Like that line right there.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Going back to Lost in a Wave, I like the intro. That's honestly what got me hooked. I think this was the first song that I heard. No, Say No More was. But this was the second song I've heard by them. And just that this is such a familiar sound. I've heard this intro a dozen times by different bands. It's a nice, easy sound, and then it just like jumps into it, and you're like, oh, nice.
Yeah. And they're like, it's like, oh, you thought we were like every other band? Thank you, Gary.
Yeah. And then these palm mutes sound like cardboard.
And then when they hit those like low open notes,
Yeah.
that right there, like, wow, it's like wow, wow, wow. It's almost like kind of complaining or something.
Yeah. No, I said that the palm mutes sound like have like a cardboard consistency.
Yeah.
Like they're picks are made out of cardboard. It was just is the best way. It's like warm but like malleable almost.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, I really liked Lost in a Wave. Death was another one of my favorites. The chorus just gets stuck in my head.
And we would have had a react video for that, but Pro Tools deleted our audio recording, so we were just like, oh. Yeah. So we've got one for Self-Made Black Hole.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the rhythm of the chorus. And this was one of the ones that covered a whole bunch of styles just in one song.
Mm-hmm.
You got your R&B, you have kind of I mean, you obviously got your metalcore and whatnot, but then there was something else in it. I can't remember. I don't remember. There was a couple different styles of stuff.
Yeah. That was the doctor.
Yeah.
Doctor patient thing. Oh, one thing that a good thing that you pointed out for the what?
No, I was like that I pointed out and I was coming in face.
Oh, the
nothing that you were
like
saying.
The line. I think it was the first verse between Drew York, who's from Straight from the Path, which is a band I really like. In the video, Drew is the doctor, and then like the vocalist is the patient. You said that like exchange of dialogue, or that the lyrics felt like an exchange of dialogue between doctor and patient in the video.
Yeah. So he says a little bit later on, in probably about 45 seconds into it or something like that. Have you ever felt that might be, have you ever felt like you are never enough? So who's the lead singer of Landmark? Do we know? I don't know who it is.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't grab his
so
name.
the lead singer of Landmarks says this line of, have you ever felt like you are never enough, to the doctor? And the doctor's like, yeah, I have. Every minute I'm expected to be perfect, and you got me looking stupid like I'm someone I'm not. Like, and it was just funny because the doctor was relating to like the patient, sort of kind of got flipped around, like the patient became the doctor type thing. And I thought that was really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Real clever.
And like Matt's better at, or pays more attention to lyrics than I do. So if he hadn't pointed that out, and plus seeing the visual of that in the video, it was just like that would have just completely went over my head. So yeah, that was a good catch there.
Yeah. And also, these guys trick you. They got a false ending at the end of the song.
Oh yeah, false ending
every time.
Yep, gets me every time too.
It's like the last 40 seconds of the song is a lie. Well, at 40 seconds, like 3 minutes. That's pretty close. Yeah, so at 3:19, and then it like just for 2 seconds, it's just silence.
And then they bring it back heavier.
Yeah.
One more. Oh, and another thing I was going to say about Lost in a Wave. If you go to the very end of the song, that little sound, that screechy sound. The first time that I was listening to this album, I was rounding a corner in my car, and I thought something was going wrong with my car. The noise that it made, it like builds up.
Oh yeah.
I was turning a corner as that was happening.
Crickety sound.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, that sounds expensive." Like, what is that sound? Then
got him.
Yeah, got him. Oh man, that was a close one. But I had, I kind of had an idea what these guys were about, but I didn't know that it was how just diverse they were.
Yeah.
You know, in practice, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah. I got one more.
Okay.
Say No Word. I really like that one. Sonic Gotta Go Fast.
Yeah.
This is all I gotta say for that one.
It's crazy.
He does this like heavy rap part, and it just is so fast. Like even it has the auto sync lyrics with it on Spotify, and I can hardly read the lyrics fast enough to catch it before it goes down to the next go about. But
I think this may have been the one where I made a note that it was like a song that was all screaming, and that I remember liking that they put that in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, at 150 also had no right to be so heavy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That was a good space to fill right there. Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah, 158,
Oh.
sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
I can't do it, but
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just almost like In Gloom Beanie Can.
oh yeah.
Almost.
yeah.
Almost.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, the second rap, so the first part he raps, and then he there's the chorus, and then he goes back into that second rap part in the beginning there. The second rap's faster than the first rap. I didn't count it out or anything, but I swear it is.
Yeah.
It's
And because he's going along with the guitar, it's right?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, like I don't know how.
and you're like,
Yeah, it's almost like you're rolling your tongue, but you're saying words. You know.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
My brain couldn't process the words fast enough.
Yeah.
In order to do it. And then just a note to Visage. It wasn't one of my favorites, but I enjoyed it because it. While I'm not a big rap person, the hearing a rap in French was interesting.
Yeah.
So it was kind of catchy.
Yeah. I don't listen to rap a lot either, but for some reason I love when rap gets incorporated into metal.
Yeah.
Even if it's like a small amount, it's just like, damn, I love that.
Well, I mean, it's the same beats per minute. If someone listened to rap pulled up to somebody listening to metal, you'd probably see their head bob at the same beats per minute.
Like, I don't know who like Eminem. Nope, it's Landmarks. It's like
Yeah. I don't know. That's all I got to say. I had listened to Say No Word and Lost in a Wave. And I think I sent you a message saying, have you heard of Landmarks? And then you're like, yeah, I've heard of them. I don't know too much about them though. And
yeah, I think when you messaged me that, prior to that, I had started listening to the album months prior. And I think I just got through Lost in a Wave and Rainfall or something like that and never went back to it. But I'm glad that you brought it up because that was awesome.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
And thanks for the complete edition, Landmarks.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, and you guys are great live.
Yeah.
Well, go real quick. Click on Lost in a Wave, the studio version.
Yeah.
Just like those first couple chords. Okay, and now click on the live one. It's like identical. Tonality, play style.
Like I said, just a little bit more not echoey, but open, roomy. Yeah.
And other than it being panned far left rather than Phantom Center.
Yeah.
Can you pull up the Say No Word, the live one, and go to that rap part? Because I want to hear that.
See, it slowly gets a little bit quieter because he's fighting for breath.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
But
even the way that he's accenting those words.
The only difference I can tell is that there's a part where he gets a little bit quieter because you can tell he's starting to run out a little bit of air, and the studio sounds more warm, and you got a little bit more open, a little bit more roomy of the live. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's the only difference. And if you aren't paying attention, you'll never know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Unless you're like really okay, oh yeah, that was a live, like they labeled it live.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, it's a live track, but it's basically as good as the recording, as the studio version. So
yeah, I want to know where they recorded the live session, because that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's great.
I agree.
Top marks.
Yeah. So what's your score on it?
Oh, this is like an 8.5, yeah.
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah. 8.5, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking a 9. I don't know. It just it was still, it just didn't feel right. And that's all that's really all I can elaborate on that. But
yeah.
8.5, it was,
I had my favorites like Death and Say No Word and Lost in a Wave. I like Suffocate too. That was nice. Visage I enjoyed, but they're like the ones that weren't my favorites. I did not like them. It just wasn't really my cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what's great about this band is they cater to everyone.
Yeah, it's not
and
like
they're good at it.
Yeah, they're good at it, and it's not like, okay, I don't like this band's sound because every song, it's not like the same song over and over again. It's like, all right, there's maybe 1 or 2 tracks that I don't really care for on here because they, like
went too deep, went too far this way on the spectrum. But then you go and the next song you're listening to something on this end of the spectrum. So it's just like,
yep,
you have no right to not like these guys. I'm just saying that
you have to like them.
People are allowed to not like things, but you have to like these guys.
You have to. It's true.
All right, that's about all I have.
Yeah, that's all I've got. So keep an eye out for our reaction video. This video of the podcast will also be uploaded to our Bleghcast Reacts YouTube channel, and obviously I'll be sharing all the links back and forth. We'll just catch them on our Facebook as well. And if you've never seen our podcast, or if you've never heard our podcast before, you can just search the Bleghcast on Spotify, or if you listen somewhere else, you can go to anchor.fm/Bleghcast, and you can find somewhere else to listen to it if you don't use Spotify. Or I'd say that's like probably where people listen the most, maybe. You think?
No, it's Spotify.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Anchor is what they listen to it on most.
Oh,
I think that's second.
Yeah.
It's like Spotify, Anchor, and then Apple Music or something like that.
Yeah, so there's a lot of options. When we upload it to Anchor, it just sends it out to a bunch of different places. So feel free to listen to it wherever you can. So we'd greatly appreciate it. So thanks for watching and listening. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
Bye.